My name is Morgan Matthews and I am a neuroblastoma survivor. Being a survivor has left me with a physical side effect. My side effect is drop foot. Drop foot is a condition where you can't feel or move your foot, and it has now left me that I have to wear a brace on my foot for the rest of my life.
I remember the day Morgan was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. She was 21 months old, and it was the day after Thanksgiving, and we were just told that our baby had cancer. That's not something that parents ever want to hear, and they admitted her inpatient, and that's about when her journey began.
Another challenge that I went through is I just remember going into high school and I was excited, but I was just so scared because I had just started realizing oh my gosh, I'm just different from everybody else. I have a limp, I wear a brace that I'm never going to be able to take off, and I just remember always doubting myself. And then I was so worried about going into PE class and having to run the mile, and everyone's running the mile in 7 minutes and I'm running the mile in 13. And then I was thinking about it, and dances were coming up, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I just thought I was going not to get asked, and it really worried me all the time. And when I got asked, I felt glad that I was able to be a part of something that I didn't think that I was going to. I was just so happy. Throughout all my challenges, I had to find something that would just make me feel like a normal person. I just wanted to fit in and just feel like I was normal, and I just like everybody else. And so my friends were one night, let's go play tennis. So I was okay, I'm up for it. And I just had this dorky little racket. So we went down to the tennis courts, and we had to fill the machine in with quarters. And I remember being oh, this is so fun. I was in 8th grade. And so we played tennis that night, and then from there on I was this is so much fun. So that whole summer we spent $50 on lights just with quarters playing tennis all night long, just hitting. And I just remember telling my mom tennis is so much fun, just having so much fun with my friends. It was kind of just a social thing. And then I started realizing oh my gosh, I'm getting better, I can actually compete against my friends.
So in high school we worried about what she was going to do because we didn't think she could compete in sports. And so she was playing softball and tennis, but her main love was tennis. The more she practiced and she worked hard at it, we could see that those worries weren't going to be there anymore. She dedicated herself to practice hard and to work and go to all the many lessons, and she had to work harder than the other girls.
Because of my disability, this has led me with many challenges throughout my life, and my most recent challenge was my friend and I went down to a tennis camp, and I just remember walking and walking and walking. The courts were just way far away, and I just knew I had to walk. So we were just walking, and then we got there and we played 8 hours of tennis a day. We didn't quit. And I remember walking back to the dorms where we were staying, and I was telling my friend man, my foot feels wrong. I didn't know what was going on, but I just could tell that something was off. So I didn't think anything of it, so we just kept walking, and we got back, and I remember getting on the phone and calling my mom, and I was just laying down and I took off my shoes, and then I called my mom and my sock was still on. And then when I took my sock off, I just saw this horrible blister and I couldn't feel it. And so I remember on the phone and being oh my gosh, Mom, I have this big blister on my foot. And so then my friend just sent a picture to my mom, and my mom's okay, you're not playing tennis anymore this week.
So while she was playing tennis, she was getting better, and she used to be the girl that everybody wanted to play because they didn't think that she'd be much of a challenge. But as time went on, she got better, and she was the girl that none of those other girls wanted to play.
it was fun to watch her all the 4 years we were able to be there and to support her and to cheer her on. We come from a big family, and she had quite a crowd on the sidelines cheering for her, and that was fun to be there for that. And there honestly wasn't a match that went by that I wouldn't cry, because of not only how good she was, because not only was she winning, but she was really winning big. And what made us happy as parents was how respected she was. Everybody loved her. She was nice to people, and she made a name for herself, and it seemed like no matter where we went, people would come up and say, "Your daughter's amazing. She's so inspiring, and thank you." We wouldn't even have to be at the tennis courts. We were at a college football game, and somebody just came up to us in the stands at a college football game and recognized Morgan with us and just wanted us to know what a great daughter we had. And that's what makes us proud of her, is just the person that she's become in every aspect of her life. She's kind, and she's driven, and she's focused, and she's always there for other people, and she's determined. And I just hope that her story can help inspire somebody else out there that's maybe fighting some fight. It doesn't matter what kind of fight they're fighting. Like, all of us are going through something in our life, and you can either be bitter, or I think you can be better. And a lot of that comes with your own feelings inside of you, what you do with them. You have to choose. You have that choice of happiness. No matter what you're facing, you can always choose to be happy.
So after I was done playing like tennis with my friends, like one day I just decided like I want to take tennis lessons and private lessons just to get better. So I was like going into high school, and I like want to play on the team. And so I just remember going to lessons, like realizing like this is going to be hard for me. Like, I'm going to have challenges, and I'm going to have to play different from everybody else. Like, yeah, my backhand isn't going to be as strong, but I'm going to have to make my forehand stronger so I can compete against people. And I'm going to have a strong serve, and so because I can't run as fast, I just thought that I had to do all this stuff. So we started doing these lessons, and the more and more I did them, I was getting better. And I just remember like working so hard, like playing like 5 or 6 hours of tennis a day, just like always down there practicing my serve, my forehand, and just getting better. And then the season came, and I was just like so excited, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get on varsity. So by my senior year, I was playing third singles varsity, and I just remember being like, okay, this is my last year, like it's time to shine, like this is the end. We got to stay, and I remember just being like, hey, I got this, like I can do this. And so the semifinal round, I had played a girl previously in my junior year, and she was just amazing, and I was like, okay, like she's a girl that can wear me out. And so the match was going on, and I was like doing good against her, and I was like, man, like this match is easier than my junior year match against her. And I ended up beating her, and I just remember like her coming onto the court and after and bringing me flowers, and I was just like I was just like so happy, like she remembered me. Like I was like, man, like I'm inspiring people that I'm playing, like beating. And I just remember like just how much like joy like it brought me, just like knowing like I'm like making a difference. From then on, I just realized that my disability doesn't define who I am, and I can make a difference in the world. Like anyone with a disability can make a difference in the world. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing, like you can inspire people.
So throughout the 2.5 years of Morgan's treatment, she did great. She took it like a champ. She wasn't sick very often. She was really impressive to everybody around her. She inspired us and really did well with it. And I just remember at the time that she just finished treatment, that's when her nerve was nicked at her surgery, and she was having to learn how to walk and to sit and to stand. She was learning how to do everything all over again. And we had a son at the time that was participating in his kindergarten physical aptitude assessment performance. And the whole time I was there watching my son perform, the only thing I kept thinking about was, how is Morgan gonna do this? when she gets to kindergarten. Anyways, when it finally came time to Morgan to go to her kindergarten performance, she came out there and she had these big buns on the top of her head, and she just had this cute smile. She was missing some teeth, and I just remember her coming out there, and she rocked it. She did better than a lot of the kids there. She did it different, but she did it so good. And it was at that moment that I would never doubt anything she wanted to do with her life. I knew that she'd find her own way, and I knew that she would be fine. And as a mom, you needed to know that, because I knew that she was going to have challenges ahead. But what she did and how she ended up turning out, I couldn't be more proud.
Because of the many challenges I've had to face throughout my life, it has driven me to set high goals for myself. And one of the goals that I set for myself was to obtain a 4.0 all throughout high school. And because of the NCCS, they're able to help me go to college and be able to get a degree in nursing. I'd like to encourage anyone who's going through a hard challenge that you can do anything you want. Don't settle for a little bit, reach for the stars, and never give up, because you don't know who you can inspire and how you can make a difference in the world.